Team YOE here with a teched out Hieratic deck profile.
This is my version. I like to run this deck because I feel that it's quicker than most Hieratics. So here we go. Run a standard 3 Darkness Metals. You have to run 3. It's so good, especially with Adam. You run 3 Sues, just because that back row hates, not running any traps in this deck, so you need to get rid of those back rows. Then the 3 Cyber Dragon of the deck, 3 Tefnuits, just standard, big beater. And then you run 3 Essets to get off that normal summon and tribute for a bigger guy. 3 Nebthets, just for that monster hate, if you need to blow up a monster or just clear the field. And then the vanillas, we had 1 Watil and 1 Lesser Dragon. Then this is my tech choice. I chose 3 Effect Veiler simply because a lot of monster effects are big now, and since priority is gone, Effect Veiler is so good. So I think 3 is pretty standard and it should be run. Then my last tech choice is Gores. Since I have no traps, my field is always clear, and Gores just stops those big pushes, and then I get a big beater on the field.
Spells?
For spells, I run 3 Dualities. Even though this deck special summons a lot, if you get Duality in your hand, you can just set up for your plays and just OTK them the next turn. And then the 3 Rotas, you have to run 3. This card is just so broken, especially with this deck. You can search out any of the monsters. Then another tech choice I have is Nobleman of Extermination, just because of the banishing effect, and if you happen to hit a trap and if they have multiple copies, you can get rid of those. More back row hate, run the standard 3 MSDs. Another tech choice, Wingbeat of Giant Dragon, just because all the Hieratics are level 5 or higher that I run. And it's like a second Heavy Storm, right? Then Heavy Storm. Now for the monster hate, I have Dark Hole, 2 Smashing Grounds. This card is really good, it's simply because if you're facing Rabbit, just forces them to use their Lagi's effect. Then Mind Control, just to grab their monsters. Book of Moon, Monster Reborn, Avarice. My last tech choice is My Body, simply because if I go for a big push and they happen to have Torrential, it's very dangerous, so I want to protect my monsters from getting destroyed, and My Body will just prevent anything. So that's traps. The main deck.
Oh yeah, you don't run traps.
Exactly. My side deck, I have on the 1 Maxi, simply because if I do happen to go into a mirror match, Maxi will just make me draw for days. 2 Electric Virus, simply let Dragon Sworn, mirror match. 2 DD Crow, because it's so good against Inzectors, just banish the Hornets and then they can't pop my stuff. Cards, Consecrated Light for, again, the Inzectors. This is my tech choice, Marionette Might, simply because if I go against Dark Worlds and they happen to summon a Graph on the field, I can just take control of it, and I can either tribute off for one of my Hieratics or just attack, for game. And then another tech choice is Super Poly. In case I go up against heroes, I can use their own monsters for my advantage. And then a tech choice I have is Mini Guts, because the first part of its effect is tribute a monster, so my Hieratics will get their effect right away, and it also inflict a good amount of burn damage to the opponent. Then I have 1 Night Beam, 1 more Nobleman of Extermination, 1 Nobleman of Crossholds, and 2 enemy controllers. For my extra deck, I have my awesome Gores token right here with the effect.
Printed.
1 Chimera Tech, 1 Iron Chain Dragon, 2 Zen Mayos, in case I need to get rid of extra back row that are set, 1 Exabeetle, and then the big piece to the OTK, my Hieratic Dragon King of Atum. And then I have 1 number 25 Force Focus, and then of course 3 Gaia Dragons just to overlay for a tomb and OTK my opponents, and then 1 Shining and 1 Absolute Zero for the Super Poly.
And this is the teched out Heretic deck. Team YOE.